Okay, interweb land, I'm back. Another Rosco Odyssey walk and talk, but today it's gonna be more like a ride and talk because this is a retake because I tried to get the walk and talk going, but it's so windy out. It just can't even make out anything I'm trying to say. So we'll take it from the top. Today is Friday, December 13th, 2024. And I'm gonna go into the little weather caption here. So we got and then I'll get into where we at today. So we got 52 degrees. It's cloudy. Definitely feels a little bit cooler than that out there, but that's what's reporting. We got an air quality of 29, UV index of 1. Winds are 9 miles per hour with gusts up to 15 miles per hour. And direction, 140 degrees southeasterly wind. We got the sunset at 16:50. And our rain within the last 24 hours, it's been raining out here. We got about 0.2 inches of rain with an estimated 1.65 inches within the next 24 hours. So we definitely going to be getting some rain soon. We got 13-mile visibility with 89% humidity and atmospheric pressure at 30.14 in capital H, little g. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is just kind of ride around. So for today's locale, at a new location, and we're on an island. I'm on an island today. That's right. It's right now we're on a former Navy base. It's Alameda Naval Air Station. So back in the day, this place was popping, you know, and it was decommissioned. Oh wow, I want to say somewhere in the early 90s, maybe late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s, somewhere in there. So this base was for the most part it's all being like renovated, and you know, little by little they got stuff going on. So we'll take a little ride around the base, and I'll do the talk. So we're doing more of a ride and talk today. So let's get it. Here we go. Got a couple topics lined out for today. We're going to review past topic presentation. I had a topic on in the past video. We're going to talk about the land, and we're going to talk about some the money systems. All right. So, and we're going to check out the base, see what it be. Here we go. So let's kick it off here, man. Let's go at it. So my last video I was talking about I'm not a very good speller. And what I mean by that is basic, you know, just your basic words, you know, spelling words, you know, just I've always had to work at that. And it's just kind of been repetition, just keep learning and spelling, or word construction, you know, word creation, word pronunciation, all that good stuff. Just keep working at it. But like I said, grandma used to tell me, know your English. Even though she would tell me that in Spanish. She's old school, man. She's just old school Catholic, boy. She liked to have her little drink and smokes though. Didn't, you know, the trippy thing was didn't really seem to affect her. She lived on pretty long. She liked the little fish fillet Fridays, you know. Nowadays, that's the thing though. I don't even know if fish fillet is fish anymore. I'm not sure what. I don't even know if it's fish anymore, man. It's like McD's. They just made a simple improvement, man. Just keep your food real. real fish, even if it's just a little piece of fish, but it's real fish, you know. Or the burgers, you know, real meat. Just keep it real meat, man. I don't want an oatmeal burger. If I can, you know, I'd rather just have, if it's real meat, even if it's just a smaller patty or something. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing right there, you know. A whole nother thing. Got frozen yogurt though. when the machines work. What they got over here? Oh, you got the across the way, those ships. That's across the way there. That's Port of Oakland right there. Us, the longshoremen, boy, those guys make some scratch. And all these buildings are pretty much like boarded up. I guess they're gonna be demolished eventually. They'll probably make some condos or something. There's something out there. Okay, rolling through. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to share that out, you know, as far as just continually improving to learn and brush up on grammar and I guess maybe like being a wordsmith, you know, because that's kind of the cool thing about English is you can kind of create words and, you know, make them, you know, get creative with words and how you construct them, how you put them together, and sound them out, and that sort of thing. Man, all these old buildings. I think this here off to the left is like the city hall, part of the city hall. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So I did a little review. Oh, that's closed out. Okay, well, let's see here. They're working there. This way. On this side, I got some. I'm just gonna go back around. I don't know what that goes. I'll just go back around. Get into the. Let's get into the next topic here. So the next topic I've got lined out is basically just kind of a brief on what I believe, what I think the land that we live on. I think it's a I mean, I call it Earth, you know, where we at, but what is it, you know? And I think that's interesting. In my youth, I thought it was pretty much, you know, settled out. But and it may be for many people it is. I don't know how significant. I'm not saying like what it is or isn't, and I don't know how significant. But I think the conversation is interesting. That's kind of where I'm coming from. I think it's, and in my age now, I've heard more about the land that we live on, or this earth that we live on. I've heard more discussions about it and more talks about it than I ever have. And I find it fascinating, you know, whatever, you know, whatever we think it is compared to what it actually is, you know, whether it be flat, round, globe, circle, you know, big old piece of ice, a floating donut, you know, construct of just whatever. But like I said, the conversation is interesting. The topic is interesting, and I think that I find that to be encouraging, that people are willing to just talk about it, man. Just ask questions, talk about it, you know. And you never know, it might be a new discovery out there, you know. Something positive. That kind of leads into my next topic, which is with the land being one thing, you know, the fact that we live here in the United States, America, and how it's just a fascinating place with a really deep and rich history, and there's even more significant content being produced that's allowing people to see what this land is that we live on. And that's for me, that's a source of encouragement, mainly because I like the topics, you know. I like the history, and how I like building, you know. You see some of the old architecture and some of the ancient buildings and stuff like that, the ancient structures. It's like, whoa. You know, and I'm not talking just like, you go way back into like pyramid and all that, but I'm saying, you know, that too is wild. Oh, okay, and see here, this is one of the little, this building off to the right. That's a pretty neat little spot right there. It's a gym, and it's like a restaurant and gym. And it's pretty cool. Weights. I think they got an indoor soccer in there. Man, all them fire trucks, they're probably over there working out right now. So get that workout on, man. Fight them fires. So yeah, I think that's a source of encouragement. You know, people bringing out content on the YouTubes and on the Rumbles and all these different sources beyond, and books. You know, even newer literature. You know, on these ancient structures and stuff. I don't know. Maybe that might be a kind of cool little topic to maybe dive into. Be a little bit more. Do some more research and see what I can come up with on that. That'd be kind of cool. But and then so with that, and that's, I know it's very brief and very general, not too specific on anything. But like I said, I think it's great that I get to hear more people talking about that sort of thing. And I know it doesn't really appeal to a big crowd, but oh well, you know. That's fine. You know, eventually, as people learn about these things, you know, maybe it'll gain some more interest. You know, and with that, like I said, I'm gonna go into the next. I'm just gonna jump right into the next deal, which is a little bit more along the lines of the money systems. Or the money system that we work with. Whoa. And kind of how I try to relate it to kind of what I kind of learning from it, because it's definitely if you're trying to, so like for me, I'm trying to do this content creation. You know, could it be a business opportunity for me? Possibly, because like the other day I did my video on all that trash and stuff that was in like the local Walmart and Home Depot parking lot. And then I thought, well, you know, because on the video I was like, oh man, clean your stuff up. But then I was like, hey, if nobody's out here cleaning it up, this might be a business opportunity for me, you know. I'll go out there and clean it up. I just got to talk to the right people, see if I could work out a little deal, you know. And so that's why I'm talking about the money systems, trying to learn that, because it's just simpler if like I get paid, pay me by check or, you know, cash me out. But if you want to pay me by Bitcoin or something like that, I'm not saying it's bad, but I don't know enough. I don't know that I want to get paid that way. I don't want to get paid that way, you know. And I still want to have options, you know. So look at that. That's a museum right there. That's a museum now. It's a aircraft carrier. Wow, that's a trip. That is a trip right there. I can't believe an airplane could take off and land on that thing. Shoot, that's wild. Okay, there it is. That's it. It's the USS Hornet. Uh-oh, I'm gonna dip in the water. Going for a dip in the water. Whoa. Yeah. Wow, that's kind of cool. There it is. All right, back it up. I don't want to end. I don't feel like going for a swim today. It's not hot enough. Let's see what they got over here. Maybe I could roll down that street. I don't know. Oops. So, is that open? No. So yeah, so that's you know, so for a small business, like I started my little businesses back before the whole health thing popped off, you know, and when that popped off, that kind of I wasn't really ready for all that, and that's I mean, that's on me, you know. I'm not pointing the finger. I'm just saying, having to deal with that and kind of figure out what I was going to do as far as business and that sort of thing. And so what I was doing at that point is I like cars. I mean, man, I just like cars. I don't need to I just always like cars, like, you know, American Muscle, all the old school stuff. Always really like that stuff. How you can customize them and personalize them, boost power, you know, make some burn some rubber, do some peel outs, you know, cars, motorcycles, you know. So what I had done is I was like, okay, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try and do my own little independent business, and I got into wholesale automotive. So out here we could do for like a small business, I could do wholesale automotive, less than 25 cars a year, and you know, start off small. Just I went and took the training, got everything in place, went through the DMV, because you got to, you know, register and got to be licensed and all that, and you go through that process, and then they set you up, and you can do that. My idea was to do it out of a home office, you know, and so I did that, but I never really got into it because, I mean, it does take some capital. So my goal was like, just because I was still working my regular job, and I figured, hey, I'll just work and save or do my other little side hustles, and then once I get up enough, then I'll see how I can put the wholesale automotive and get that up and running. But it just didn't happen. So after the whole health thing went on, they finally got around to my paperwork to re-up my license, and they were tacking on all kinds of late fees and everything like that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even set up for this, so I didn't re-up it. You know, I probably will get back to it, but I'll see how it goes. Because you do got to have some scratch. I mean, if I got to go to an auction, and I got to have, you know, it's just, I don't know. I learned some from it, from starting it at least, but not really. I saw how it could be done, but I just didn't really have the right stuff in place. And then I was also selling like collectibles on eBay, like action figures, and I thought I was going to be like the collectible king, you know. I could because I figured, you know, as a reseller, having like a little side hustle and reselling stuff, I figured, you know, I made a couple contacts with like legit Hot Wheel distribution, like collectibles and stuff, you know, so action figures, Hot Wheels, Matchbox. I was like, man, I'll be the like I said, I'll be selling this off the charts, you know, on eBay and stuff. Yeah, it didn't work out like that. But that's cool though. I mean, it was a learning experience, you know. Let's go to the other side here. It's kind of a quick ride around this spot. Okay. So what I was starting to learn is, there's definitely a difference between how a small business or any business is going to be able to access either credit or loans for a business. And it is an important tool especially for business. And in personal life, I'd say in a personal thing, probably want to minimize exposure to debt and credit, but in a business, it'll affect the business in terms of being over leveraged, because then, if the sales aren't up to par, if the sales really aren't if your sales rate isn't very good or too slow, then you can't meet your payments for extensions of credit or business loan. It's basically going down. It's going down with the Titanic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it ain't gonna work. So that was another learning process as far as how those things work. Oh, what they got going on over here? Oh, I think this is a food bank. Oh, it's busy. It's busy. Yeah. Local food bank over here. Okay. Yeah. So that takes me into how, like I say, with banking and with business, there's certain protections and guarantees, and it's important that they're in place, and it also ties in to, like I say, being in the United States, being on this land, Constitution, all those things, they kind of tie in together. It kind of helps the flow, especially for a small business person, and that's where I get a little bit like, I'm more reserved on the e-money stuff or the cryptos, because like I said, I got gotten. That's on me. That's on me. Not doing enough due diligence. Just being a little too starry-eyed and thinking, oh man, I'm gonna flip some XRP and make a little scratch off this deal. Yeah. But that's with anything. I guess that's really with anything. It's always going to be about due diligence. But like I said, with our money system that's been in place, there are certain guarantees and protections. So what I don't know is how does the e-monies play into all that, and that makes me a little nervous, to be honest. I'm not like, what is your phone? If your phone goes down, you're not charging your battery, you lose your XRP, you can't access your wallet or what the heck, I'm learning about this stuff, but it's still a little bit, for a small business guy, I'm thinking like, what, let's just play it safe, just hook me up with cash or pay me with a check or a money order, and let's just keep it flowing, keep it flowing and going. So that's kind of why I'm talking about that topic, because it's looking more and more like things are kind of going that way, but I don't know how it ties into the overall, again, the guarantees and protections. Like, I pull a job, I do a job, I do some work, I go out and pick up some garbage, like I go out and clean up some parking lots or something, and then they're talking about, I know you would probably, it would be in my best interest to get the payment squared up on the front end before I even do the work. But I'm just saying, say I agree and say, okay, yeah, you pay me on whack coin, whatever it's called, man, whack coin, or whatever, what's out there. Shoot, the big one is Bitcoin. I guess that's the big one. Pay me in Bitcoin, and then they go ahead and pay me, but it's not going through. That's just too much hassle, man. And I'd rather take rolls of pennies at that point. And there's fees on these things, and it's, like I say, I'm learning. But I think I'm gonna leave it with that. I think this second one, I did want to a little bit earlier being out here, but it was so windy. And I was reviewing the video, and it was just so windy. It wasn't. I couldn't even. I was like, man, it's not even worth it. So what we got here? This is the shoreline. Oh, all right. So I think we'll leave it at that for today. Today's Rosco Odyssey walking talk. We made it a riding talk. So if you listened along and you got this far, just want to say thank you. All right.